Welcome everybody back to North America Championship League. I'm here, God of Sins, with my co-cast today, Thunders. Welcome everybody back to North
I'm
America
doing really well
Championship
today.
League.
I was having lots of work to do, but I happened to make it and to come to cast with you, and I really enjoy casting with you, Sins.
Yeah, I enjoy casting with everybody, man. So yeah, we're just waiting here to get started going to these drafts. I'm excited to see what Celsior Lions can do. They're pretty decent players. Not the greatest, but still pretty decent. As far as Fable goes, they're always they're always in North America Championship League. I've seen them a lot. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do during this patch. You have any thoughts?
If they do happen to pull out a Churnwalker this patch, that would be very interesting to see, what kind of comps they'll run with it, especially with all the utility Churnwalker provides and all the strategies Churnwalker can bring to the table with lots of comps. And I'm just very interested to see what kinds of things they'll pull out here, and that with the change of the CP builds, which are going to be a lot more dynamic nowadays.
Yeah, especially with Churnwalker's hook and chain, where he can land up to 3 hooks, and everybody can take the amount of damage as long as one person's taking damage. And then he has his Trespass, which he can use to get anywhere from 1 stun to 3 stuns, and also he gets that teleportation. I'm actually excited to see. Hopefully, we'll see a Churnwalker today, and hopefully, we'll see some pretty high tier gameplay from it. We'll be really excited to see that. I'm actually excited to see. Hopefully, we'll see a Churnwalker today, and hopefully, we'll see some pretty high Scarf.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely those coming out, and Grumpjaw too. Believe it or not, Grumpjaw did have his attack speed nerfed, but with the hotfix, they brought it back, realizing Grumpjaw needed a little bit of love to hopefully get back in this patch. Haven't seen too much of him. But yeah, just like I said, we're waiting here to get into these drafts and get going.
Also, I want to see some Baron, because I noticed that they did bring back his 130% weapon ratio on his basic attack. So
yeah, absolutely.
If they bring the old build back, especially with Tenchibo being buffed as well.
Yeah, a little bit interesting ban coming out here first with the Kestrel, and pretty standard ban with the with B side with the Black Feather ban. Don't want to give that Black Feather away, even though his execution is nerfed by 10%. It is still extremely strong overall. And a Calf comes out first side for A side pick first. Very interesting. I'm excited to see. You can pretty much run anything with Catherine. Hopefully, they'll do something maybe with a Samuel or even maybe a Baptiste. Who knows? We haven't seen too much of those heroes pick this meta. And Arden comes out for B-side first pick. Arden is extremely well with all the the health buffs and even his Vanguard buff. He's extremely good roam pick right now. And the Glaive comes out. Very interesting pick. What are your thoughts on that, Thunders?
Well, I think they're just trying to even out the stuns here, because maybe if this Catherine goes with blue side goes with another stun comp, Glaive can try to surpass that, try to get them out of position so that the B side could potentially get some free kills, especially with this Baron pickup here. If Glaive can manage to get Baron out of position, he can just wreck on Baron and delete him from fights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a little bit tricky late game because if Baron makes it to late game, he is going to have a lot of damage, and he will have a lot of peel coming up, especially with that Catherine, and he will probably go for armor so this Glaive doesn't instantly. And we do have an alpha pick. Ladies and gentlemen, alpha this patch is absolutely stunning. Been loving him left and right. Very good.
Rhyme.
Ooh, and that Rhyme pick coming out, probably more for, into the alpha for those roots and whatnot. Pretty decent pick into the alpha, I would do say so myself. So, what are your thoughts? Who's going to take this away?
Well, I'd say B-side can take this as long as they can, if this Rhyme can take out this alpha, isolate her from the rest of her team, and get her out of her infinite reboot, then I think B-side has a good chance of winning. But if A-side can stay out of range with Baron and Alpha back up their carry, A-side does have a pretty good chance of winning here. So we'll just see how this plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think if B-side is not aggressive and does not, get a lot of early lead going, A-side will definitely for sure take this over, especially with this Baron coming out. Looks like it's pretty standard rotation so far.
Mm-hmm.
Just the carry is going to farm, get ambient gold and whatnot. I'm excited to see the CC from the Catherine. Excited to see what build Paulo will go with Catherine. If he's going to go for a more defensive build or if he's going to go for a lot of cooldown. With the excuse me. Wow, I'm having some issues with my voice today. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to come out from this Catherine.
All right, level 2 coming on this Rhyme. They're going to try to get this middle treant. A side isn't going to get this at all, not even close, and they're just going to back off, which is probably smart here, especially with an early game Rhyme. Rhyme is just good all game.
Yeah, you could say that. It just depends on the player. B-side doing a great rotation right there, 3-manning that treant, so they all will get the XP and we'll all get some gold from that too. Pretty standard right now in the lane, carry and roam coming out there, but Ace Pichu with extremely low mana. If this Glaive and Arden can pull off some sort of stunt here, they can definitely take him out. However, his healing flask is still up, so it's like they'll just continue the farm, peacefully, get a little bit of damage off here and there.
Baron does have his base energy regen is pretty high, as he can jump in with his jump jets and he'll regen it pretty fast. So
yeah, absolutely. Rhyme here, it's just going to secure. It looks like we do have a little fight going on here. Rhyme using his roots to get onto Alpha. Looks like he's going in Alpha, just trying to retreat here, and he will just send out some kissy faces.
Yeah, Alpha knows she cannot deal with the Rhyme right now, especially with the level lead on Rhyme.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a smart pick by I'm Yellow to pick out Shield, but it looks like there's going to be a little skirmish here. Gonna afterburn out of here, and then just stun out. Alpha does Prime Directive on Arden, hopefully trying to get more damage on. Doesn't quite get the kill, and looks like Alpha's just going to back off. And Rhyme is going to invade. Trying to get up some camps here. Oh, the middle treant does spawn. Gets it free. And I'm Yellow just going to back off, knowing he can't. But they do rotate down. Hopefully they can get some damage onto this Rhyme. Hope maybe kill him. Vanguard. Prime Directive landing onto Arden. Probably not the target wanted. Glaive rotating down. Lots of damage from Rhyme here. And they're just going to back off.
Yeah, great disengage there from A-side to realize they weren't going to win that, so they definitely backed off. Pretty scary, though, that 3v1 onto that Rhyme early game, and even early game, they still couldn't pull off that kill. So, not too bad since nobody died. Nothing was really taken besides that middle healing treant. But, it could be a sign of things to come.
Yes, indeed. Ace Pichu with the large wave here. It is kind of pushed up. Might want to be careful, but does have the backup of Apollo here. Apollo just trying to get these stuns out, trying to get those stacks.
I want to take a second here to talk about the win conditions for Fable GG here. So they definitely have the Arden, with that Gauntlet and that Vanguard. And then they have the Rhyme with the Valkyrie, which will definitely slow you, and can get a stun if you're more near the middle of the ultimate. If they can chain that with the Arden Gauntlet and the Valkyrie coming out, lots of damage, lots of stunning coming out, and just sort of center everyone in there.
But there is an afterburn into the team. Ace Pichu getting really low. He does go down, and that's going to be first blood going to Fable.
Wow, I'm going to be honest with you there. I didn't even catch that. I was too busy talking about win conditions. But yeah, no, I did see the end of that. That was great play. Looks like we do have a little bit of skirmishing going on for this turret.
All right. Alpha just holding this lane for Baron here. And looks like Fable's trying to get some farm. Alpha does flare him out. Trying not to get caught out here, as getting caught out by Rhyme as Alpha is going to be very devastating.
Yeah, Arjun picking up this fountain at 5 minutes, kind of late, but does have it before the Catherine does. Although he can pick it up as soon as he goes or she goes. Excuse me, goes back to either base or goes back to buy it. Looks like B side will siege this turret up. Great job so far from B side to recognize that like, hey, we have to take the early game against them, especially against the Baron. Looks like a little bit of poking and farming coming out here at the same time. Baron just want to get to that late game. A little interesting though to see, this Baron come out with a Sour Blade instead of Tension Bow, especially with the hot fixes of Tension Bow now. Instead of doing 140 all the way up to 160 all the way up to 240 now, which is a huge damage spike increase. What are your thoughts on that so far, Thunders?
I think Ace PG here is going for just the raw weapon power here, as a glaive is naturally just tanky, so he probably believes that the tension bow won't be granting him as much power as he could be, as much as the Sour Blade would right now. But I do see a tension bow coming out, maybe a second item.
Yeah, absolutely. Tension Bow Sour Blade does do a lot of base damage, especially with Tension Bow's passive up.
Rhyme is going for the victory. And he does get it. Looks like I'm Yellow is just going to invade some jungle. And while Rhyme is taking Yellow's backs here.
Yeah, great whereabouts of I'm Yellow. To realize that he's getting his jungle is getting advantage to counter jungle a little bit. Not really worth though for him, as Rhyme did take his backs, did take that sentry. So not really worth overall, but looks like B-side is going to come siege this turret.
There is Ion up here. Baron trying to poke out this glaive. This Rhyme is eating the turret shots for glaive here. Prime directive in. Lots of damage being dealt. Oh, and Alpha does go down. The termination protocol doesn't go off. Alpha does go down here. This is bad for Celsior right now. They could potentially lose this turret right now.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a bad news bears coming out for Celsior Lions.
There's the afterburn. Not quite gonna get the kill. Rhyme running in. There's the root. Winter Spire's not landing. Oh, but Baron does go down. They rush him. Turret locking on the glaive here. Alpha's trying to get some kills off. Doesn't look like she's quite gonna get it. The fortified health on Rhyme is too strong. There's the gauntlet. It looks like I'm Yellow's trying to get away and survive as long as possible. Catherine trying to save, gets stunned up. Alpha does go down, and Apollo might lose his life here as well, and does manage to get away. Trying to get this train here, trying to do some damage along with this Crystal Sentry, and looks like they're just gonna back off, and Apollo's gonna go home.
So very, very bad for A side so far. They are down relatively, almost exactly 3,000 gold. B side, great engage and great disengage too. They recognize to dive under that turret to jungle that turret damage, so no one person takes massive amounts of damage. And great job, I would say, by Izzy to use that gauntlet to keep Alpha from getting onto that glaive to secure that kill. So overall, great job for B side, coming out strong, and that's what they need this early game.
Yeah, I think Lions here are just trying to play it to the late game where Alpha can get kind of build and Baron just does Baron things. And maybe they can still pull this out. This is still anyone's game here.
Yeah, absolutely. 3,000 gold lead, 9 minutes in is pretty sizable, but nothing you can't come back from. That's a turret or two and some farm.
Alright, just trying to poke out some damage here. Arden trying to get this middle tree. Didn't quite get it. Looks like it's a 2v1. Arden's getting kind of caught out here. And he's not quite going to go down with Rhyme being the assistance. Looks like there's going to be a fight here. The Valkyrie does go out and it does get a double stun here. There's the gauntlet. It's a huge gauntlet here getting stunned. There's the silence. Termination protocol does come out. And Arden doesn't quite go down. The fountain comes out. Alpha does go down. Crystal Sentry doing a lot of work here. And Baron does go down here. And they're just going to... Catherine's going to run away, leaving this ace. Izzy on really low health, but does survive.
Wow, Izzy, I think it was under 100 health there. So great job. They will secure that gold mine. 400 gold. That's pretty sizable. So that 3,000 gold lead is now up to 5,000 gold, which is starting to become a lead that you can't come back from. What do you think went wrong? Oh, looks like we do have a skirmish coming out here.
And the turret is going to go down. Rhyme running in, but the rest of the team isn't, so there he goes. And he's just going to try to poke out. Izzy is backing. And they're down 6-0 in kills here.
This is starting to become the way of Fable GG right now. They're definitely they're taking that gold lead they have and they're just adding on to it, and they keep adding on to it, and that's something eventually, and right now it's looking like Celsior Lions can't come back from that unless they get some godly plays down. You know, at this point their win condition is let Baron get as many items as possible, get as much damage as down as he can before Alpha and Catherine engage, and Catherine needs to be able to peel. And I think Catherine needs to get this Atlas pretty soon, as Glaive, especially with that tension bow, and Baron having no defense at all whatsoever, is going to just melt instantly. And especially with this Rhyme going Shatterglass and the E for sustain is going to hurt. And he's going to hurt pretty hard. And it's going to not feel so good for Celsior Lions getting hurt that hard, especially now, you know, with a 6,500 gold leaf coming out.
Yeah, I think maybe if Apollo can, with this Crucible here, block out that Valkyrie, that could turn the tide of a fight very much into Lions' favor, as that stun did devastate them last fight. So if
absolutely.
Catherine can block that, that could help them immensely.
Yeah, absolutely. Is a lot of damage, and it is a stun coming out, you know, for B-side and whatnot. Rhyme 4-0 right now, and Glaive 2-0. Not somewhere we want to be. It looks like we have a skirmish breaking out here.
Yes, Baron is being chased out by this Rhyme. The Valkyrie does come out. Crucible does come to block it. Baron does get deleted, though. Catherine is caught in the middle of a gauntlet here, and it looks like she is just accepting her fate. Alpha was not exactly with them, which was pretty bad. Being away from her team.
Really bad for Celsior Lions there. You know, Alpha nowhere even near in the picture when B-side decided to engage. Great map awareness. Great job by them realizing Alpha's not here. Let's go. Let's get these kills. Let's push this turret. Let's get this gold mine. Let's get us everything we can. So, great mindset. Great job by them. A-side, this is... You're starting to get to that point where you can't come back. And I think, you know, I honestly think we're already there. So, you guys need to step up their game. Let's see a game here.
Yeah, if they lose the second turret, it could mean that they are just going to be 2 behind. Then they just need to really start turtling here and gather as many resources as they can, get as built as they can. Baron is here with the Double Tyrant's Monaco Sorrow Blade. So, maybe if he gets his 4th item and can kind of stay towards the edge of the fight, he can get some large amounts of damage down, and potentially if they get a kill, it could turn the tide. It can turn the tide of the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that can be around at this point a 600 gold for, you know, 1 kill, which is pretty insane. That's, you know, 2 turrets, yeah, or a gold mine and a crystal sentry and some farm. You know, that's a lot of gold, especially for just 1 kill. And you know, A-side really needs that right now. It looks like Baron will infuse. He's going to look for a fight here. They need to get something out of this. It looks like they will have a fight breaking out here.
Yeah, Rhyme just trying to get this Crystal Sentry. Rhyme is getting really low. There's the Valkyrie coming onto Alpha, and Baron trying to get away here. Alpha is trying to get... She does get away with the Prime Directive. Does go down. Termination Protocol does not go off. Baron getting some damage on the sidelines. A Gauntlet, not exactly the place where he was looking for, but there is the Afterburn into the Rhyme. Baron gets deleted.
Wow. Really bad there that Alpha was not able to get his ulti off there, which would have been pretty huge, especially with the Baron just wailing away, but unfortunately that did not happen, and they will secure this turret, and this goal lead now 9,000, actually more, sorry, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, 10,000 gold. You know, Celsior Lions, I don't think they can come back from this. I think this game's already over, and the game hasn't even ended yet.
Yeah, Fable is really, really built here, and this 10,000 gold lead is insane. And they're just overall just playing really well. They're adjusting as they need to in fights, and they're not allowing I'm Yellow to like be with his team, as Rhyme can just like solo him out, while Glaive just wails on Baron and deletes him from fights.
Yeah, absolutely. There, I'm Yellow, not really able to stick with his team to try to give that peel and that damage off to Adrian. Adrian, 4 damage items. He's gonna hurt. He's gonna delete you. You know, with this Baron especially, no defense at all. Maybe the right call, maybe not the right call. Looks like we will have some some juggling, some baiting by the Kraken.
Yeah, they're doing lots of damage to this Kraken here. A Kraken Steel could turn this. They do get the Kraken Steel with the Catherine Silence. The Gauntlet does come out, and not exactly in a place where they wanted to be, but it just looks like this Kraken is just going to be melted here.
Wow, great plays. Looks like we do have a
There's a team fight, and there's the Valkyrie. There's the Termination Protocol coming out, doing lots of damage on the team. Not quite going to get the kill. Alpha does manage to stay alive. Ion Cannon goes down, but Alpha does still go down. Baron gets deleted, and this looks like it's going to be... This does look like it's going to be the end for Lions here.
Wow, Lions look like they had something going there for them, and you could just, ladies and gentlemen, you could just see that the gold difference there in that team fight. You know, B-side not even really getting any, not really getting low at all, and just absolutely deleting A-side there. You know, even though
that Kraken increasing the gold lead by 500 per
yeah, absolutely. And especially with the kills per player, you know, that gold lead now is insane. 12,000 gold, 17 minutes in. I think they're just going to walk down this lane.
They are poking them out. Adrian getting half health here, and looks like they're just going to maybe poke out some damage, maybe try to get a team fight out here. Ion Cannon does come out. Ooh, there's some damage onto Adrian here. Yeah, I don't think Baron's just doing enough at this point in the game right now. Just poking out here. Baron is actually getting poked to the wall, and looks like they're just going to disengage. Apollo is following. Maybe trying to seek out if they can catch him out here. Not quite. Doesn't look like they are.
Yeah, great disengage there from Fable GG to recognize they weren't going to be able to seize that... siege that turret for very long. Just gonna go back, reinfuse. Looks like Rhyme is gonna go back. I want to take a second here. Look at Rhyme's build there. Metal jacket, and then a coat of plates.
Wow.
Lots of armor coming out. You know, Baron is at that 4 damage item, but I don't think it's gonna be able to melt through that, especially with the changes to armor. You know, this patch and with the health buffs, it's definitely pretty insane coming out here. I'm a Yellow, looks like a standard alpha build this patch with the Dragon's Eye and the Aftershock to increase that damage. And yeah. Apollo
does look like Baron would have benefited more from a Bone Saw or a Tension Bow here, rather than that Tornado Trigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely with that much armor coming out. Would have been a better call. But we'll see if it works out for him. You know, this could be the game changer here. We'll see.
Yeah, 4-item Baron still is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're just gonna disengage. Maybe go for the Kraken here? But it does look like Apollo's trying to scout this out.
Looks like they will try to start this Kraken up here pretty soon. AZGG sitting on 5 items while Apollo's only on 3. Not where you want to be, especially on a Catherine. Looks like we will have a fight coming out for Kraken here.
Yeah, I'm Yellow trying to get some damage, some poke, but Adrian just doing so much damage on the Alpha. Alpha getting really low, does get rooted. There's the silence, but it doesn't look like there's gonna be quite enough. Alpha is staying alive. Oh, Izzy does go down here. That was the kill, and Adrian also does go down. This could be big here. Ace Pichu jumping out. Lots of damage being dealt out from Rhyme. Ace Pichu isn't quite going down quite yet. And he does go down from the Frost. Apollo doesn't look like he's going to win this here. Doesn't have a Crystal Sentry to run to. Might get away. Looks like Apollo's just going to get away, as it's not Rhyme's strong suit to chase.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though this gold lead is still a pretty impressive 11,000 gold difference, I want to take a second to talk about how much gold. So Celsior Lions went from 31.7k gold before that fight, and at the end of that fight, they're now at 35.4 gold. That is 4,000 gold in total for their entire team they just got from those 2 kills. That is insane.
Yeah, as the Glaive was on a 5-kill streak there. So that shutdown is going to give a lot, especially if their entire team got assist on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhyme here, practically full build. 2 metal jackets, Shatterglass and Eve. That's a lot of sustain coming out there. Tier 3 boots, double ward treads though for Fable GG. Very good especially against the Baron. Only 1 ward tread for Celsior Lions. So if they do burn that ward treads early, it's going to be very bad for them.
Yeah, they'll need that ward treads. They'll probably need it more to disengage rather than engage on a fight here, as long because Adrian does have that afterburn, and the afterburn can wreck in fights. Ion Cannon does go out. Apollo getting really low. Afterburn on the Baron here. Adrian is taking lots of damage here. I'm yellow. There's the Valkyrie getting blocked out here. Adrian getting really low. There is the Termination Protocol. Not quite going to get the kill on Adrian, but he does stay alive. Looks like Ace Pichu is going to go down here. And Alpha trying to run away. Can I'm yellow run away? There's the Vanguard. And the vision in the bush was just too much. And they're not going to get an ace, but clean fight coming out from Fable GG.
Yeah, absolutely. Little bit of sloppy from both sides, absolutely. But B-side just going to come out on top of this Rhyme at this point. Too much defense, too much sustain coming out. They're not able to deal with it, and that's very, very bad, especially this late in the game. Baron should be doing a lot, and unfortunately, Baron can't do anything. Looks like B-side will take this Kraken. They're going to look to end this game.
Yeah, 3 turrets up, a Kraken push. As long as they don't die here, they should be able to end this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like Ace Pichu will switch his Tornado trigger for a breaking point. Not sure if that's going to help out too much. We'll see in this fight to come up next year. Apollo sitting on 4 items, and Izzy GG for Rome, which we don't see too much, is full build. That is pretty crazy, ladies and gentlemen, that we see a Rome at full build this late in the game. And, B-side full build. A-side still working to build their stuff, and, that's just the difference between early game and late game. Looks like we will have skirmish for this Kraken.
Kraken, they're just probably looking to take down this turret here, and then look for engage. Ion Cannon does come out here. There's the Vanguard on the Rhyme. Rhyme just wreaking havoc on their team. Ace Pichu does need to stay more towards the edge of these fights. He needs to get away from this Rhyme and this Glaive here. There's the Gauntlet. There's the Blast Trumpet coming out. Ace Pichu just trying to poke out some damage, trying to keep them away. Looks like Rhyme is 2v1ing in the corner behind the turret. He is getting really low here, and looks like they're just going to try to end this game with Kraken, and it does look like Fable GG takes this game with an astounding gold lead of 13k.
Absolutely. 3-18. Huge difference, in kills. Looks like a little bit of kissy faces coming out there at the end. And look at the gold difference here between, some of these people. Apollo, almost 12,000, and Izzy GG sitting about, wow, sitting, 3,000, around 3,300 ahead of, Apollo. That's pretty insane, especially on a Rome. The gold differences, they just couldn't pull it off, unfortunately. And even though they made it to late game, which was they're going to be their strongest suit, they still couldn't take the W.
Yeah, good from Fable GG. Amazing games, amazing callouts, and amazing draft with that counter picking from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties trying to get back in this game here. But yeah, great job from B side coming out. Realizing what they can play and whatnot. I'm excited to see what A side, if they can come back or if it's going to be 2-0. But I think A side, Celsior Lions can definitely do this now. It will be Fable GG A side. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to cast these games. Hopefully we get some crazy game coming out here with crazy comps. But we'll see. Maybe standard meta comps will be brung out. But hopefully we'll see some Churnwalker. Very excited to see that. Hopefully, maybe we'll even see some Ozo. I know everybody likes seeing an Ozo, especially if Ozo dominates. And maybe even a Saul. Who knows? Saul is very good this patch, especially in lane.
Yeah, Saul did get buffed here, especially with all the changes they made to all the other heroes. He's going to do a lot of damage. And we are into the draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like they're going to soft lock that Black Feather here. Not something you want to give any side.
Yeah, as long as Celsior Lions here can play their comp well, they are going to be in this tournament still. This is still anyone's tournament, anyone's game. They just need to counter pick and play to their strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, I am having all kinds of issues today, from my speaking to technical issues. I'm trying to get back in the game here. I will be able to shortly, but yeah, explain how the draft's going for us, Thunders.
Well, we have an Arden first pick here. Arden, very good roam. Looks like they're teasing with this CP Jungle Lance here. They are gonna pick up the Kestrel. Ace Pichu pick up the Kestrel. I am wondering to see this. I want to see this Kestrel in the lane here. Kestrel doing really good, does lots of damage. And looks like they're going to pick up a Finn and maybe a Saw coming out, as he said earlier.
Wow, a Finn. I have not seen too much of Finn lately this patch. Not really prioritized, especially with the changes coming out to the armor, and the Aegises and all that kind of stuff coming out. Finn's B not really giving that much fortified health, because it does stack with that with 20%, which is pretty insane. But looks like we do have a Jewel and a Reza coming out for Fable GG. Very strong. And with that Argon pick, extremely strong dive comp. Looks like we do have a Cruel coming out here. Not sure that's too well into Reza, but we'll see how Celsior Lions plays this out. A little bit off meta here, but, if they could play to their win conditions, with the Finn stun, the Finn pulls, and the Hell's Heart coming out, and even the Kestrel stun, I think they can definitely pull this off A side, just dive. That's all they got to do, is just dive and win.
Yes, they do, as Jewel is really good into Kestrel in the lane, as she has that frontal defense that's amazing in this patch, and the poke from her Thunderstrike just over the minions onto Kestrel can do a lot, especially with Kestrel's naturally low defenses and health.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That kind of reminds me of a song, dive, from Fable GG, but maybe they can live up to the song's name and get that dive in, and take this W and make it a 2-0. We'll see. Maybe it'll go to a game 3, especially if B-side can take a little bit of early game, or at least make it to late game and make some plays, especially with this Finn coming out. And pretty standard farming going on so far. Just carries farming the backs for the gold and ambient XP. Reza's super low from that rotation. Not somewhere you want to be this early, but he'll right back up with that healing treant.
Yeah, Reza's gonna be really good early game. He has already hit level 2. Those AB combos are gonna be doing a lot right now. even with
Yeah,
that one
absolutely.
crystal bit. Oh, Jewel does manage to take that heal treant here. And looks like
Yeah,
she's just going to rotate up.
and farm, farm, farm. Just like dive, dive, dive. But, you know, I love this Finn skin coming out from Apollo. Bakudo Finn, absolutely amazing. I love it. It reminds me of Godzilla, you know, and I love Godzilla. Godzilla is just...
Yeah.
You know, and maybe Apollo can make them do, you know, make Fable GG do the "it's Godzilla" type deal, but we'll see. Unfortunately, we can't hear their in-game chats. But it looks like just standard farming coming out. About a 300 gold lead for Fable GG, but that's nothing this early into the game. That's just from rotations and CS.
Does look like we might have a double weapon comp here. Unless Kroll is just going those 2 weapon blades for early game farming.
Yeah, I do think it'll be double weapon comp coming out. Crystal Kestrel is not something you want in the lane, especially with minions. The splash damage won't do as much. And then, excuse me, Cruel, you know, being CP is not really that strong in my opinion. A better wet weapon, especially with, wow, Adrian coming extremely low from the poke from Ace Pichu. Ace Pichu saying, "This is my lane now. Back off."
Yeah, I'm Yellow trying to get on Teresa here, being on the wrong side of the jungle, and is going to get flanked by Kestrel here. Ace Pichu is taking some damage with Izzy. Izzy getting really low, not quite going to go down. Vanguard saving her life. Does look like Reza might go down here. Oh, I'm Yellow taking lots of damage, just trying to get that perk up. There's the Dead Man's Rush, and the smite to get first blood.
Great job from both teams, but unfortunately, or fortunately for Celsior Lions, they will take that first kill for that 300 gold bonus from that kill. Pretty good stuff from them so far. Looks like they're coming out pretty strong. They're not getting tilted from first game. They're realizing their strengths. They're pulling out. They're trying to pull out this W. They especially need it, so they do not drop out of this league and championship already.
Yes, they are adapting really well. This is the exact opposite of what was happening last game. Looks like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Just trying to poke out in lane. Jewel is going to back. And... not a name change, just poking out this curl here.
Yeah, absolutely. If Celsior Lions does pull this off, Thunders, and we go to a game 3, I will yell out, "It's Godzilla," for all streaming to hear, and all of the people that live around me to hear too, which will be very interesting to see if I get any complaints tomorrow morning. But for now, that won't happen unless Celsior Lions wins. So it looks like they're just going to push this lane. Fable GG
taking a lot of damage, but Reza taking a lot of damage in return. These glimmer shots coming out. Not a name change, getting really low here. And I'm Yellow getting the kill with the smite. There's the jump, getting the stun on 2. Arden does go down. This is really good coming out from Celsior here. They have adapted really well, and they're playing to their strengths and understanding how to run their comp really well.
Wow, absolutely. You can see those tension bow changes right there with that 1A doing massive amounts of damage to Easy GG. Looks like, wow,
I'm Yellow diving.
Wow, I'm Yellow wanted that so bad right there, but unfortunately, Jewel will use his rocket leap to jump out of there. Looks like they're gonna try to seize his turret, but nah, Crow's gonna back off, try to steal some farm. Looks like we do have a 2v3 coming out here.
Reza, there's the Nether Form Detonator coming out. Ichinaga, there's the miss, gonna get the stun. Jewel does go down as long as Kestrel go down too. And Apollo really low, just gonna kind of back out. I'm Yellow wants this damage. Lots of damage coming from Tension Bow. Does get the Troublemaker through the wall.
Wow, great job there from Celsior Lions to pull that out. Unfortunately, one shot, one kill does come out, hits Reza, but unfortunately not enough to kill him. He would just go back and heal up and get his mana back. Great job by Ace Pichu to run the opposite way of the Julie. Unfortunately, it still was not enough to get away from Reza, and he will go down. But Cruel really showing up. I'm Yellow really showing up right now. Really pulling off the stunts so they can pull this win. We can go to a game 3, and of course, so I can yell out, "It's Godzilla!" But we'll see.
Yeah, if this Kestrel can get these one-shot 1 kills, those could change the game. Get those kills that wouldn't have been gotten before. Lots of damage coming out from Kroll with that tension bow. Especially from behind Jewel, where she doesn't have the defense. Does look like it's going to try to get on a raise. It doesn't quite.
Yeah, it looks like both teams will kind of respectively go back. Kroll wanting it.
Yeah, lots of damage coming from the Kroll. He knows his damage with that tension bow can just poke out their health over time. He's going in. Kroll is getting really low. There's the jewel jump. Not quite going to get on the kill on Yellow. There is the big red button to get the shutdown on the Kroll.
Yeah, not something you really too want to do with Kroll. The constant going in, backing off. You just want to go in and stay in the fight as long as possible, get that damage out. Unfortunately, Apollo did not use his fountain, trying to save it. Looks like A-side will see just turret up here.
Ace Pichu just trying to get these minions out to get this turret barrier back up. Kroll is back, so they are just going to back off with this turret.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll take a second look at the builds here. Sarblade coming out for Zill is pretty standard. Looks like a minions foot will come out too. Pretty standard so far for it. Looks like he's going to start building to create here. Reza with the aftershock.
Oh, lots of damage coming from Kroll. Just running on to Reza here. There's another form detonator that's trying to get away. Kessler doing lots of damage. Adrian getting really low. Does get killed by the smite. There's from Hell's Heart. Oh, and the pool does come out. Not a name change, getting really low. Does manage to get out. 1 shot, 1 kill. Doesn't quite land. And I'm Yellow trying to get onto Izzy here. And maybe Izzy is going to go down here. Oh, and Kessler does get that basic off.
Really good job from Celsior Lions there to pull off that fight. Kroll going a little bit off meta build here. Looks like he will build into a Sorrow Blade. Finn, pretty standard build so far. Looks like Kroll is sniffing out this Reza.
Yeah, if this Finn could get these pulls that are into the active camo, those could devastate a team fight for Fable here. Does look like Raze is getting really low. Not gonna go down, and they do get the turret.
Yeah, unfortunately, Reza did outplay the Kroll there and outplay the Kestrel and Finn to get out of there, and they will take the turret. So looks like Fable GG are still in this game. Actually, they are a little bit ahead in gold least, just 500, which is not nowhere close to their last game where they were already up by 4,000 at this point. So Celsior Lions so far compared to last game, great job on them. Just need to tighten it up.
Kroll rushing on Adrian here, trying to get some damage. Is taking a lot of damage in return though. Big red button coming out to clear the wave.
Yeah, Jules has used her ult to clear that wave out pretty quickly, so no funny business happens here. B side looks they have when Finn gets his stun back up, he maxes out the stun. Looks like he did not max out his stun, so he will not be able to hit it at level 8 for that stunning ability. I think that's not really something wise you want to do, but they're playing the game, so they decide what's best. Exactly, we have some funny business going on.
Adrian trying to get this jump over the wall. Couldn't quite find the timing for it. And looks like they are going to go for this gold miner. And Apollo sniffed that out. It looks like there's going to be a fight here. Not a name change, doing lots of damage on a Kroll. I am Yellow getting really low. There's the fountain. There's the gauntlet. Another form detonator comes out. Kroll does go down. And it looks like there's the fountain. 1 shot, 1 kill, landing on the jewel. not doing too much damage. There's the pull into the mist. Ace Pichu trying to get some poke, does get spotted out by Reza here and gets deleted. Reza does go down with the hope of Crystal Sentry and Finn. Crystal Sentry doing lots of work here, lots of damage being dealt. And not an ace, and Reza does go down here.
Great job by Apollo, realizing they lost the fight to secure a kill so they cannot go start this gold mine or even push this for another turret. Good job on them. Unfortunately, they will not be able to win that fight, which is not somewhere you want to be, especially against the Reza and Jewel. Kroll not really going. He's going a lot of offense, not really going for any defense, which can be good and also bad. Going double weapon. So for A side, that means just build, and build some more armor defense coming out here. A side just needs, like I said, dive, and they'll win. And that's kind of what they did there. Is they separated the Kestrel with the Gauntlet, and they just went in on Kroll. And Kroll, not having much defense and mainly offense, really couldn't pull anything out there. He died pretty early into the fight.
Yes, I believe Fable is going to benefit from this a lot, as Ace Pichu is just naturally squishy, and Kroll doesn't have a lot of defense right now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though they did win that fight, there is really only about less than 1,000 looks like we do have on the fight breaking out here.
Lots of damage being dealt out from Kestrel. There's the 2 active camos. Big red button coming out, not doing too much damage here. Adrian trying to get some pokes on the Finn, and looks like they're just going to disengage here.
Looks like they're going to try to smell out this Crystal Sentry. They will back off from that, however. It looks like Gold 9, which gave them a pretty sizable lead here. B-side kind of sniffing this out. Apollo sniffing it out. We'll see what happens here, folks.
Jewel does get the immense gold payout here on Yellow, taking lots of damage, and the Form Detonator comes out. Kestrel does get stunned, blocks up the active camo. Kestrel does go down as long as Kroll goes down too. Does throw out the ult to try to survive a little bit longer, and there's going to be the ace for Fable GG.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Celsior Lions did not look that very coordinated that fight, and they could not pull out the W. They looked like they were split. Great job by AZ to split them with that gauntlet. And Ace Pichu with no flex could not get in, could not risk getting stunned, and unfortunately he did get stunned anyway, and did go down from Reza. This is somewhere you not want to be, folks. Just like that, in the span of 30 seconds.
They're trying to catch him out. Does get flared out, and there's going to be another fight here. Another Form Detonator coming out. Jewel trying to jump on. Does get stunned up by Kestrel here. Kroll getting really low. Blocking up. Jewel does go down. And Kroll doesn't quite go down. Now he does. Reza trying to get onto this Kestrel here. Trying to sniff out some damage. 1 shot, 1 kill doesn't come out. Landing onto Izzy, not doing too much. Reza booting onto... Does take out the Kestrel here. It looks like they're going to try to go for Apollo. Does get stunned up. Does get rooted by this treant here. But does manage to kill him. Gets the heal. And looks like they're just going to back off.
Yeah, looks like Easy GG used that fountain there pretty late. Did not fountain Joe at all. And that'll just be some gold going over to the Ace Pichu to try to finish out this build so we can...
Kraken is now up. Looks like they're just trying to farm out here. Lions, no, they're just starting to turtle. Trying to get up some farm, trying to build up some defense. Kroll going with a breaking point rather than the traditional poison shield. Reza with the Broken Myth Aftershock, that's going to be doing lots of damage, lots of shield pierce. Oh, there's a fight breaking out here. Apollo taking lots of damage. Trying to get him to this miss. Apollo does go down. There's the gauntlet. Double stun. Arden doing punching in. Lots of damage coming out from Jewel. And that is going to be a double kill. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties with God of Sins here.
I think I might be back. How do I sound?
There we go.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, your God is back into this game and ready to go back to casting care. Sorry about that. internet OP nowadays. I pay so much money and it's still crap. So, but it looks like B side will take, or excuse me, Fable GG will take this Kraken. Unfortunately, I did miss that last fight, so I'm not too sure of what happened. But it looks like A side did come out with a W, and lots of defense coming out for A side, and virtually no defense for B side.
Yeah, Kestrel being squishy. She's just trying to get all this damage out. She's hopefully trying to stay back so she can just poke with those glimmer shots, get all that damage from her range. But I am Yellow pulling out the metal jacket here for that jewel. Noticing the jewel is doing lots of damage with those thunder strikes. They are pushing really hard with this Kraken here. There is going to be the middle turret. This could be a push for win. Apollo trying to bait into this mist here. Trying to deal some damage. Lots of damage going on the turrets. Second turret does go down. Cruel being attack slowed here. Another form detonator coming out. Ace Putri getting real low. Ace Putri does go down. There's the gauntlet. This turret is also going to go down here. There's Fountain on Yellow. Trying to dish out some damage onto Razor. Cruel does go down, and looks like there's going to be a clean 2-0 from Fable Gaming.
Great plays right there by Fable to push all three turrets onto Celsior Lions and come out for the win. Unfortunately, Finn did not win, so no, it's Godzilla. But the real Godzilla, Kraken, did pull out that W there, for Fable GG. Great plays, for Fable GG to, they were losing a little bit early game, and they just came back, cleaned everything up, and just completely reversed Celsior Lions. Unfortunately, Celsior Lions will drop out of this tournament, and Fable GG will move on.
Yes, it was very clean adaptation from Fable. They were sort of losing the early game, but then they realized what they were doing, they adapted, and they overcame, and did pull out the 2-0 here.
Yeah, absolutely. For right now, we did see those standard builds come out. Lots of defense, like I said, for Fable GG to sort of counteract that double weapon blade coming out. But, unfortunately, Celsior Lions will drop, and Fable will move on. And, thank you for joining me today, Thunders. I appreciate you helping me cast. Unfortunately, probably, I think for a little while I was robot voice there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit. Second.
Yeah, lots of technical difficulties, but next time I will be there casting. I will be there, with decent internet. We'll see what the internet gods have decided for me. But like I said, thank you. Go check out North American Championship League on Twitter. They are on band. They are also on Discord. Go check them out. Watch the stream. Stay tuned for the next stream. I believe the next one is semis, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But, shout out to our cameraman, Angel. Great job by him today. Keep up the good work. And, anything you want to add, Thunders?
Just great games by both sides here. Amazing matches. Played well on both sides here. And other than that,
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, go check him out. And, I'm your caster, Goddess Sins. Have a good night, everybody.